Friends, welcome to the book of Yishayahu, Isaiah, chapter 37, the ultimate rescue. We've seen in last chapter, Rav Shakeh sent on behalf of the wicked king SANCHERIV of Assyria, sent to disparage the people of Jerusalem and try and persuade them into surrender, into submission. And he curses God. We said that the Talmud says that Rav Shakeh is actually a Jew who converted out. And so the people who heard Rav Shakeh curse God and urge surrender. Come back to Chizkiyahu, and here's what they say. It was when King Chizkiyahu heard what the Rav Shakeh said, he tears his clothing. The rabbis learn from this that if you hear God's name being defamed like that, you tear your clothing as if someone close to you has just passed away. He covers himself in sackcloth. He comes to the house of Hashem. King Chizkiyahu sends Eliakim, who heard Rav Shakeh, and Shevna, the scribe, also heard Rav Shakeh, but also the elders of the Kohanim, mitkasim besakim, covered with sackcloth, Yishayahu ben Amoz Hanavi, to Isaiah the prophet. They said to him, Ko amar Chizkiyahu. They said to him, Chizkiyahu said as follows, Yom tzara v'tochecha une'atza hayom hazeh. This day is a day of rebuke, of curse, of just a harsh time. Keep one of the greatest expressions, by the way. The next one. Kibau banim ad mashber v'koach ein leleida. There's a stone people used to have when a woman wanted to give birth. It was she waited until the birth pangs were extremely strong, and then when she was ready to give birth, that's the hardest part, right? Giving birth is called labor for a reason. It's labor, it's hard. And so when a woman is ready to give birth, she comes and sits on this stone called a mashber, which means a breaking stone, where I guess her water breaks. And that's where she has to start pushing the baby out. Kibau banima de mashber. Your sons have come to the point where they need to give birth. However, koach ein leleida, there is no strength to actually go through the labor. How heartbreaking, right? So they tell Chizkiyahu, listen, we're at the point of birth, but we can't do the labor. So we need Hashem's help. We need God's help. Pasuk Daled, Ulai yishma Hashem elokecha et divrei Rav Shakeh. Maybe Hashem, your God, is going to hear the words of Rav Shakeh. Asher shlacho melech Ashur adonav lecharef Elohim chai. Maybe Hashem will hear the words of Rav Shakeh, who was sent by his master to curse the living God. V'hochiach b'dvarim asher shama Hashem elokecha. And he, hochiach means in this case to argue, like lehitvakeach. He argued and spoke out against God. And you should pray for the remnant, for the whatever's left of Judea. Remember, SANCHERIV did take all the cities around Jerusalem. He didn't take Jerusalem, but he took much of Judea. So they come to Isaiah. Isaiah responds, say to Chizkiyahu, your master, Ko amar Hashem, so said God, Al tira mipnei advarim asher shamata. Don't be afraid of what you heard. Asher gidfu na'arei melech Ashuroti. That he used a pejorative. Don't listen to what the little kids of Assyria have said. Don't listen to that. Hineni noten bo ruach. I am going to give him in him a certain spirit, not a good spirit. V'shama shmua, he's going to hear a certain rumor. V'shavel artzo, he's going to return to his land. V'ipaltiv b'cherev b'artzo, and in his land, SANCHERIV will be destroyed by sword. That's what's going to happen to King SANCHERIV. That is Pasuk Vav. Spoiler alert, the rumor that he hears is the rumor that Tirhaka, king of Cush, is coming, Libya. Pasuk Chet, Vayashav Rav Shakeh vayimtza et melech Ashur nilchama livna ki nasa milachish. Rav Shakeh returns to report to his master, but guess what? His master is no longer there. He's fighting with Livna. He left Lachish. And then what happened to the king of Assyria next? Vayishmal Tirhaka melech Cush le'emor. He hears about Tirhaka, the king of Cush, that he yatzali lachem itach. And so he leaves. Why? He hears there's a war. SANCHERIV hears there's a war. By the way, this is actually corroborated historically. Sancherib comes to war. This is well documented, and he goes back and so meanwhile, Rav Shakeh and the king Sancherib send messengers to Chizkiyahu saying the following: "V'shlach malachim el Chizkiyahu lemor." Pasuk Yud. Kotomrun el Chizkiyahu melech Yehuda lemor. Say the following to Chizkiah: Al yashiacha Elokecha asher ata boteach bo lemor lo tinaten Yerushalayim be'ad melech Ashur. Let your God not give you the message that Jerusalem will not be given in the hands of Assyria just because I left. You've heard what the kings of Assyria have done to so many countries, destroying them. You think you'll be saved? Did the other gods destroyed by my forefathers help them? All those nations that my family conquered, you think their God saved them? Where is the kings? Where are the kings of Hamat, Arpad, Sfarvaim? I expelled them all. Pasuk Yudalad. Vayikach Chizkiyahu et asfarim miyad hamalachim vayikre'ehu. He takes the books that the letters, the scrolls that were sent by the king of Assyria, and he reads it. Vayal Beit Hashem vayifreseu Chizkiyahu lifnei Hashem. He actually spreads out these blasphemous messages of Assyria in front of God. Pasuk Tetvav. Vayitpalel Chizkiyahu el Hashem le'emor Hashem tzevakot Elokei Yisrael yoshev hakruvim. It's similar to the way Chana refers to God. It's all the different names of Hashem, God who sits in the Kruvim. Atawa Elokim levadecha lechol mamlechot haaretz. You're the only God in all kingdoms. Ata asita et hashamayim v'haaretz. You've made the cloud, the skies, and the land. Hateh Hashem oznecha ushma. Listen with your ear. Pkach Hashem einecha ure'eh. Open your eyes. Ushmat kol divrei Sancheriv asher shalach lecharef Elohim chai. Listen to all these words of Sancheriv, who was sent to curse the living God Hashem. Omnam, yeah, he's right. Omnam Hashem yichrivu malchei Ashur et kol haaretzot ve'et artzam. Yes, Sancherib destroyed all these different countries, right? All these have been destroyed. Ve'naton et Elohehem ba'esh, and they burnt all the gods. Ki lo Elohim ema, because those are not actual gods. It's just idols. Ki ma'aseh yedei adam etz ve'even ve'abdum. It's made out of stone and wood. God, please save us from his land. And then let everyone know that you, God, are the only God. Isaiah sends a message to Chizkiyahu saying, this is what Hashem, the God of Israel, said. This is regarding your prayer that you said about Sancherib, the king of Ashur. This is what Hashem has spoken about Sancherib. Baza lecha, la'aga lecha betulat bat Tzion, acharecha rosh henia bat Yerushalayim. Jerusalem laughs at you. The Virgin of Jerusalem, the woman of Jerusalem, laughs at you. You're a joke, they say to him. Et mi chirafta v'gidafta, who have you cursed? Similar to the message David says to Goliath. Who are you cursing? Who are you raising your voice against? You raise your eyes against the Holy One of Israel. You have cursed Hashem by your servants. You say, oh, because I have so many chariots, I came up to the height of the mountains. I've come to the edges of the Lebanon, of the forest. I cut its cedars, I cut its best trees, and I come all the way to the edge, to its Carmel. I have been able to dig wells and drink water, and I was able to completely destroy all the sources of water of those who are in siege. Basically, his power is Jerusalem thinks it's going to be saved because it has a water source, so it can withstand siege, but I have destroyed sources of water. I, Sancheriv. You've heard it. My word has gone very far. And I've done it. I've done this, and I've been able to set desolate, to make complete destruction of fortified cities. It's the dwellers of these cities were just absolutely helpless. Chatu veboshu, they were embarrassed of themselves. Hayu esef sadeh, they were like grass in the field. Virak desha, like grass, Chatzir gagotu shdema lifnei kama. They are like the weeds that grow on the roof, just like weeds that grow before the stalks of wheat grow. I know everything you do. I know everything that you do. Since you have gotten so haughty and you're just basically your complacency has come to my ears. I will put my nose in I will put my ring in your nose. Sometimes horses or whatever animal gets pulled by a ring that it puts in its nose. God is telling SANCHERIV, I'll be pulling you around by your nose. And in your lips. I'll return you, SANCHERIV, in the exact way that you have come at it. And now God gives a sign not to SANCHERIV, but to the people of Judea. Here's a sign for Chizkiyahu. Achol hashana safiach ubashana hashenit shachis ubashana hashlishit ziru v'kitzru v'nitru karmim v'yichlu piryam. This year you're going to eat the fruits of last year, and the second year you'll also eat something similar. But on the third year you're going to plant, you're going to harvest, and you're going to plant vineyards and eat their fruit. The remnant of Judea will make a root for the bottom and have a fruit from the top. Very, very beautiful pasuk here. Because from Jerusalem will be a remnant. Remember, the rest of the kingdom of Judea was destroyed. Mehar Tzion, Ufleitam Mehar Tzion, and survivors from the Mount of Zion. Kinat Hashem tzvakot hasezot. The jealousy of Hashem is going to do this. God is jealous for His people. Pasuk Lamed Gimel. Achin Kamar Hashem el Melech Ashur. God has said to the king of Assyria, Lo yavo leir. He will not come to the city. Lo yavo leir azot. V'lo yoreh sham chetz. He will not even shoot a single arrow at the city of Jerusalem. V'lo yekadmenam again. There will be no need for a shield against his arrows. V'lo yishpoch aleh solila. And he will not be able to set a huge, when they build dirt in order, like a dirt mound in order to conquer a city, to break a siege. That's not going to happen here. In the way that he came in, that's the way he'll return. He will not come to this city. Very famous pasuk. Pasuk Lamed Hey, Veganoti ala ir azot lohoshia. I will protect the city, Hashem says, to save it, leman David avdi, for my sake, and for the sake of David, my servant. Now also very famous, Pasuk Lamed Vav, the angel of God goes out, he strikes in the camp of Assyria, he kills 185,000 Assyrians. They wake up in the morning and all their comrades are no longer alive. SANCHERIV, the king of Ashur, goes and lives in Nineveh, which happens to be a city in Iraq to this day. As he's going to his God's temple, the God of SANCHERIV, Nisroch, he's assassinated by his own sons, and they run away to Ararat, and his son Esarhaddon rules over him. So we have here the saving of the city of Jerusalem, repudiating the curses and blasphemous messages that Rav Shakeh said, and then eventually, indeed, SANCHERIV goes back to his country, where he is assassinated, to be continued in Parak Lamed Chet.